So what do the Chiefs need to do to three-peat? What do the Chiefs need to do to three-peat? I think the first thing, they got to bring back L'Jarius Sneed and Chris Jones. That is the first thing that the Chiefs got to do if they're wanting to three-peat. Yeah, there you go, Wakan. Wakan says it. Chiefs need to re-sign important free agents and a big-bodied receiver. That is the first thing the Chiefs need to do. Re-sign Chris Jones and L'Jarius. First of all, I'll say L'Jarius Sneed and Chris Jones because I think they need to do it in that order. L'Jarius Sneed is going to play for the Chiefs no matter what next year if he plays football because the Chiefs can franchise him. So if L'Jarius Sneed is going to play football in the National Football League next year, it will be with the Chiefs. So Chiefs fans can breathe a sign of fresh air with that. Chris Jones would be the guy they need to sign. He says he's made it a point that he wants to stay. I think he does stay. Give him a 3-year deal. Give him a boatload of money. 2 years of it up front. The third year, we'll see where he is. He'll be 32 at that point. And then you go from there. Now, the Chiefs also need to get a receiver. They need a big receiver. And there's going to be some guys out there. But let's just kind of go through it a little bit. Like, do the Chiefs need to sign, like, for instance, Mike Evans? Mike Evans might be available in Tampa. I think it kind of depends if Baker stays. But would Mike Evans look good in Chiefs? Yeah, he probably would. T. Higgins is going to cost too much for the Chiefs. You know, I said the same thing early on, but I think T. Higgins is going to be too much. Mike Evans wouldn't be because Mike Evans is older. And he's already been paid. And as a Chiefs organization, they can appeal to Mike Evans and say, look, we're going to give you a ton of money, but it's not going to be crazy. Do you want the opportunity to win here? And Mike Evans might say, yeah. But then again, Mike Evans might say, you know what? I want as much money as I can. I live in Tampa, Florida. I have no state income tax. I already have a ring. I love it in Tampa. I want to be with one organization. I'm staying. So there's that. Chuck Miller, you had the next guy on my list, Michael Pittman Jr. I don't think that the Colts are going to keep him. They should keep him, but I don't think they will. That's another guy that they could go after. T. Higgins, I just think, is going to want too much money. I think T. Higgins would fit perfect with the Chiefs, but I think he's going to cost too much for what the Chiefs want to pay. Another thing is the Chiefs, first of all, I think they're going to let Donovan Smith go at left tackle. Wanye Morris, I think they like him. They drafted him last year. He played good this year when he got the opportunity. I think you slide him into left tackle. So there's some money there. So we'll see what happens this year in the offseason. They can also draft a guy. There's a lot of receivers out there. They could also just, you know what? We'll draft the guy. It worked out with Rashee Rice this year. Once he got over the fact that he was in the NFL and got over the intimidation factor, Rashee Rice was great. And he admitted it. He's like, yeah, man, the first 6 weeks, I was overwhelmed. I can see being overwhelmed. So once he got past that, he was fine. So the Chiefs, I think, they're going to have some interesting decisions in the offseason to make. Like I said, what do they do with L'Jarius Sneed? I think he for sure is playing with the Chiefs next year. Chris Jones, I think for sure the Chiefs are going to re-sign him. They got a couple of other guys. I think they should keep Cockrell. They're not going to sign back Gay. Gay's not going to be there. Bolton, there's a lot of talk about Bolton next year. I don't know. Bolton's not great side to side as far as lateral. He can run a little bit. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with all of that. But they definitely, I think at some point they're going to say, okay, we got to have a receiver. We can't make this as hard as what it was. We just can't do it. So I think they also draft a tight end. I think they draft Travis Kelce's replacement. I'm not saying Kelce's retiring this year. I'm not even saying Kelce retires next year. But what I'm saying is, why not have two targets like that? Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I 100% expect the Chiefs to go into this draft looking for a tight end, a pass catching tight end, somebody better than the guys that they currently have on the roster. I think they do that early, like within the first 3 rounds of this draft. I think they look for that. I do. They need some more interior linemen. Chiefs got a lot of things that they can do. They don't have a ton of holes, but they have holes in key spots. But I think the Chiefs can make some things happen, man. I think they can do it. What do y'all think about a three-peat? We're going to move on to the Q&A, but how do you guys think that the Chiefs can three-peat? I guess is a better question. I think they can. I'm not saying it'll be easy, but I think the Chiefs absolutely can. I think they keep winning as long as Kelce keeps Taylor around. Okay. It'll be hard. Yeah. Three-peating is hard. It absolutely is hard. So your Ravens can stop them. We just played very bad. Yeah, well, the Ravens had a bad game plan. So yeah, the Ravens can stop them, but Lamar Jackson, at some point, you got to play better in the playoffs. When the games matter, you got to play better. And I guess a better question is not can the Chiefs repeat? Do you think the Chiefs will repeat? It's never happened in the NFL. That's great point. I think the Steelers win it next year. No, I'm kidding.